How about it now? Back to the 60s, back to the golden years of Mr. DJ and outsourcing Billboard's Hot 100, January 27th, 1968. We're talking about a dynamite Hot 100. Fancy counting this one down, this Hot 100. Top 5 hits from that week. Well, let me give you, oh my goodness. Number 7 that week. From 47, 23, 16 to number 7, Spooky by the Classics 4. Hello Goodbye at number 6 by the Beatles, down from number 3. Bend Me, Shape Me, Any Way You Want Me at number 5, one of my all-time favorites at number 5. The British version was by Amen Corner, which did well overseas in England. Totally different version. One Woman by the Union Gap, Gary Puckett and the Union Gap at number 4. Green Tambourine, Psychedelic Bubble Gum, the Buddha record label at number 3. Lemon Pipers. Jelly Jungle was a great song by them. I love Jelly Jungle by the Lemon Pipers. Rise is Nice, got that lovely piano. Aretha Franklin's Chain of Fools at number 2. Chain of Fools, rather, at number 2. And Judy in Disguise with Glasses, John Fred and his Playboy band at number 1 in 1968. Right in the teeth of the Tet Offensive. Vietnam, huge at that time. Number 97, though, going down to number 97. This guy, you know, he had the soulfulness. This guy had soul, and yet he had a sweet pop voice at the same time, and just laced with the music, the strings, or whatever you want to call it. Well, the song is "Blessed Are the Lonely" by Robert Knight at number 97 on Billboard's Hot 100. It debuted at 97, and it's 97 again 1 week later. Destined to be a lost 45, completely lost. Robert Knight from Tennessee, from Franklin, Tennessee. Robert Knight got his start with some high school friends of his in a group called the Paramounts. It looked promising. They got a deal with Dot Records, no small feat. And they came out with a song called Free Me in 1961, which saw some action on the R&B charts, but their subsequent releases bombed. Didn't do anything. Group split up, dissolved their contract with Dot Records. Robert Knight migrated to Tennessee State University, majored in chemistry. And on the side, he moonlighted with a trio called the Fairlanes. Now the story gets thick here. Here's one version, a simplified version. Robert Knight was performing at Vanderbilt, doing a show with the Fairlanes at Vanderbilt. Somebody saw him, somebody important, saw the potential, and signed him to the Rising Sun's record label as a solo artist, Robert Knight. Now here's the thicker part, the bigger part of the story. There was a songwriter. His name was Mac Gaden, and according to one source, he was one of the head honchos, one of the CEOs or whatever you want to call them of Rising Sun label, but he was a songwriter and a singer. Bottom line was this: Vanderbilt, Nashville. Mac Gaden was singing at a frat house. Robert Knight was singing at another frat house around the same time. And during the break, Mac Gaden heard Robert Knight. And Mac Gaden went, man, this guy's got a voice. I got this song. I got to get together with him. And he ran to the other frat house, went to the other frat house, introduced himself to Robert Knight. And they said, hey, how would you like to collaborate with me? And let's write a song that fits that voice of yours. And they got together with Buzz Cason. But I got to mention something about Buzz Cason in a minute. Well, they got together with Buzz Cason, another songwriter. Mac Gaden and Buzz Cason, they wrote some songs together. Songwriting partners. Came up with Everlasting Love. Went to number 13 on Billboard's Hot 100. Buzz Cason. Oh, God, I just found this out. You got to go back for this. Basically, you got to be probably over 60 or 65 or a big-time record collector. Remember this. Remember back in 1960, a guy named Gary Miles came up with a song called Look for a Star. Lovely record. 1960. Went to number 16. Gary Miles, a.k.a. Buzz Cason. Same guy. You see how these things kind of work together? It's just absolutely sublime. Well, anyway, these two guys, they wrote the follow-up called Blessed Are the Lonely, but didn't do as well for Robert Knight. But it's got the soulfulness, it's the pop. This is the perfect matrimony between pop and soul. Everlasting Love going to the Blessed Are the Lonely by Robert Knight, coming in at number 97 on Billboard's Hot 100 of January 27th, 1968.